Just time for a little rant about customers, I think. I've been sat here for an entire hour. For some reason, customers always say they'll meet you at a certain time, and then they never turn up. Or if they do, they turn up an hour late and act like it's perfectly normal. This seems quite a regular thing for people. I mean, this particular customer has been quite good, with the exception of being a bit disorganised. It's not unusual. I mean, a lot of people are like this. They'll turn up goodness knows however late, if at all. And it's really not difficult for me to be here. I mean, we said we'd meet outside the railway station at 1 o'clock, and it's now past 2 o'clock. So why can't customers arrive on time? You know, if they want the work doing, they need to come and have it done. I can't do the work if they don't turn up. It's not just customers who have this sort of attitude. Even friends, family, people you go on dates with, everyone's the same. It's virtually impossible to go anywhere without standing outside waiting for goodness knows how long. Granted, I will give today's customer some credit. It is actually a nice warm sunny day. Most of the time people leave me sat around for goodness knows how long. It's in the middle of winter where you're freezing cold and you've nowhere to go inside other than just wait outside and freeze to death. This of course is one of the disadvantages of charging for just a job. A lot of people charge by the hour or maybe even by the half hour. I tend to charge for individual jobs because you don't always know how long it's going to take, and sometimes it takes longer, but you don't really want to charge them extra because it might be your fault it takes longer, or you don't really want the uncertainty. It's a lot easier to just charge for the whole job. But of course, when you charge per hour or per half hour, it's actually quite easy to deal with things like people not turning up or turning up late and cancellations. You can just charge them extra for the cancellation or for the extra time waiting. But of course, if you charge for the whole job, you often can't do that. Unlike a lot of the time, I've even brought a mobile phone with me, so I could even be telephoned today. Although I think at this rate today there's going to be more assorted clips of scenery and rants and video blog than there will actual work. That definitely says past 2:30 to me. Now, one weird thing which I've never understood and probably never will is those who will book an appointment for, say, 10 o'clock at a park or an office or a library or something of that nature. And then they'll ring my office or email my office at 10. Or maybe even at 10 past 10 or quarter past 10, if I don't have my sunglasses on, it's that bright. They'll ring my office at 10, quarter past 10, whatever, and then they'll wonder why there's no one there. Just think, you book an appointment to see me, say, to do a job, say, at a library in town or an office in town, and you then ring at 10 o'clock, and you then ring my office at 10. Why am I not there? I'll give you 3 guesses. But you also get people who will ring, say, at 9:50 or 9:30, and they'll wonder why you're not there either. But it doesn't occur to them that if you have to attend an appointment at 10, you have to actually get to the appointment. You have to go and get the bike out and travel, or you have to walk, or you have to catch the bus, and it takes time to get there. So if I have an appointment to be somewhere at 10, I'm not going to be here at 9:45 because I'm going to be on my way to the appointment. The other oddity, which I'm not sure I will ever get, is social meetings as well. Sometimes people will want to see you for a social meeting, a cup of coffee, chit-chat, go out for a walk, or anything like that. Maybe even a date if you're lucky. But they'll always arrive, say, half an hour late, and what I've found is people do tend to live near town centres or live near city centres. You'll arrange to see them at maybe 1 o'clock. I don't live near a town centre. I have to travel to a town centre. I have to travel quite a long way to the nearest city. which is Sheffield. But if I go to see someone in Sheffield who actually lives in Sheffield city centre, I can pretty much, even though it takes me a whole hour to get there and possibly even 2 buses, I can almost guarantee that they will turn up half an hour late, despite the fact that they actually live in the city centre or right next to it. What takes them so long? Some years ago, I actually went to Rotherham to meet someone just for chit-chat and things like that in the local park. He lived about 5 minutes walk from the park. I lived an entire bus trip away. And yet he managed to arrive sort of half an hour or 45 minutes late, whereas I arrived there spot on time. And I actually said to myself back then, I bet one of these days I'm going to go and see someone at their own house or outside their own front door, and that person will be half an hour late. Well, by no surprise, that actually happened a few years ago. I actually arranged to see someone in other side, well over in Barnsley. I said I'd be there at 4, outside his house at 4 in the evening. Takes me about an hour to get there. I didn't have the faintest idea where I was going because I don't know Barnsley very well. It's very easy to get lost. I kept having to stop and check the map. I found my way alright eventually. I got there at 4:01. That's not bad going for someone who doesn't know where he's going. Well, no surprise, this person actually wasn't actually there. It turned up about half an hour late, about 4:30, 4:45 maybe even. And of course this was in the middle of winter and I was sat there freezing cold, and because I'd gone round for my tea, it didn't occur to me to take any money to go and buy fish and chips. To be honest, I suffer from chronic anxiety. I struggle with travel. It takes me a lot of effort to organise things. If I can plan a bus journey or a bike trip or a walking trip to, say, the other side of the county and get there on time, then I don't see why the majority of other people can't do that as well. If I can do it, it can't be that hard.